I've been on holiday recently. It was just a short trip, and I went with my wife's parents and my wife and my daughter. And we went to an area that's known as the Five Lakes area surrounding Mount Fuji. So, like a place where you can get really great views of Mount Fuji. And it's an area that I visited before. Me and my wife have visited there before. And on that occasion, I think we went by train. Was it? No, it wasn't. It was bus or coach. We went by coach and then bus and then maybe... I seem to remember a train, but I don't think we did go on a train. I think I'm getting confused because we arrived at the train station. The coach arrived at the train station. But anyway, it took probably about, 2 to 3 hours to get there. Maybe a bit more, actually. But this time, I've got a car. And we thought, well, we go by car. It's going to be a lot easier with a baby, if we go by car. And I think it's the first time that I have driven my car, like on the motorway somewhere, really, like done a long length of driving. I've driven like long distances in Japan before, but usually in like a hire car, a rented car. And this is the first experience that I have had of driving a lightweight, small Japanese car, a K car, on the motorway as well. So that was interesting. The trip getting there was fine. It was about 30 minutes, 40 minutes of traffic maybe. That was expected. So it took like just over, I think it was like 2 hours or something to get there. So really not too long, really. And the car, despite it being so, lightweight, for most of the journey, it was okay, I would say. Obviously, like the size of the engine is like 0.5 litre, which is the smallest engine I've ever had on any car. And it is 0.5 litre. There's no way of hiding the fact that this is 0.5 litre, because, like I said, most of the time it's okay, and you can feel it. It's slow. It's slow at accelerating, and it's... I don't know. I don't think it doesn't feel like the car likes going too fast. You can sort of tell when a car's like, I'm happy going at this speed, or no, I'm not so happy going at this speed. I don't think it likes going too fast. Like the engine, like the noise it makes, and maybe just like the feel of it as well, like how stable it feels when you're driving. But anyway, like I said, most of the journey it was okay, but sometimes I'd be going like along the motorway, and I'd want to... Maybe it was going up a slight hill and I couldn't tell. I don't know. But a very slight hill. And I wanted a bit more speed. I'm going a bit too slow. I need to go a bit faster. And you'd put your foot down on the accelerator pedal, and nothing. Like really nothing. It would accelerate a bit, but wow, it is the slowest acceleration that I've ever known. So I don't know if I would say it was fun to drive on the motorway. It was an interesting experience. I think ideally I'd like a bit of a bigger engine. So like the last car I was driving back in England was a Mini Cooper. And I think the engine size was about it was either 1.6 or 1.8 litres. So, that's getting on, that's quite a bit bigger than the little engine in my car now. And that was a very, very comfortable driving experience on the motorway. It had cruise control. So, the seats were lovely and comfortable. It's just like a completely different experience. And it was like a much heavier car as well, so it like held the motorway, held the road much better. It just felt solid and stable. And if you needed a bit more speed, just put your foot down, off it went. So I would say it was easier to drive in that respect. This took a bit more, like my car now, it took a bit more concentration, a bit more thought, a bit more care. Like you wouldn't you would have to be very careful about overtaking people. If you came up against like a slow truck, a slow lorry, and you thought, okay, I'll overtake you. You really had to make sure that everything was, there's no one behind you. Everything was clear, because it would take so long to overtake anything in a small car. But it got us there, and it got us back fine. So yeah, I'm quite impressed that you couldn't do so much with such a small engine, and it didn't use that much petrol because the engine's so small. So it's very economic, very cheap to run car, and I do really like it. I do like that car a lot. But yeah, maybe stick a 1 litre in engine in there, and it'd be a bit better to drive on the motorway. But anyway, enough about the journey. So like when we were getting like much closer to the place we were staying in, obviously you start to see Mount Fuji. Like at first you can see it in the distance, like every now and again, and then it's like, oh yeah, it's getting bigger now. And then eventually you see it, and it's like so big, it's just wow. I don't know why. It doesn't seem to matter how many times I see it, how many times I see Mount Fuji. Like when you get up close to it, it's like, that's bigger than I remember it being. It is really impressive. But anyway, I couldn't spend that long looking at it because I was doing all the driving. So we found the place that we were staying in. We'd booked like an Airbnb place, and it was a traditional Japanese house. It just had like one floor. I think there were 3 bedrooms, living room, kitchen, bathroom, just typical house with lots of tatami mats, straw mats all over the floor. And then those shoji, those like sliding paper door things. I don't know if you haven't seen them before. It's difficult to describe, but I'm sure, like, if you've ever seen like a picture of a traditional Japanese house, you probably know what I'm on about. Just like loads of crossed woodwork, and it's a door you can slide, and yeah. Not doing such a good job of explaining it, but yeah, it was a nice place. I would say it was a little more older than I thought it would be. Like the pictures looked a bit nicer, but it was fine. It was very clean, and there were loads and loads of like futon mattresses everywhere. I don't know how many people you could sleep in there. Loads, probably. We didn't need half that many. But yeah, actually, those mattresses were surprisingly comfortable. Like, I mean, we sleep on one. Me and my wife, we've got our own like futon mattress here, and we've got one of our rooms in our flat is like a traditional style washitsu, like a Japanese style room, and that's got all of the the things that can't the sliding paper door things, and the straw mats on the floor, tatami mats and everything. But these futons, I guess they were probably maybe cheaper. I don't know. And I thought they were great. Like the pillows were great, the mattresses were great. It was like really comfortable. And we've actually got like quite an expensive futon mattress in my flat at home. And I was quite surprised. I was thinking, I think we bought the wrong thing. I don't know what about it was so good, but it was really comfortable. I slept no trouble on that at all. I don't know how long you've been listening to this podcast for, but if you've been listening long enough, you'll know that generally speaking, when I'm somewhere new, if I'm stopping in a hotel room or, I don't know, Airbnb place or something, the first night, I don't usually sleep so well. But absolutely no trouble here. And I'm putting it down to the how comfortable the the bed was. Anyway, I'm skipping ahead a bit, sorry. I'm all over the place. After we'd arrived, we couldn't get into the house for a while, as we had arrived a bit early, so we had to wait in the car a bit. But yeah, we were able to get inside, and there was a load of like sort of like camping chairs and tables and stuff waiting for us in the entrance. I couldn't remember what you call an entrance then. And that was because we'd booked like this house and also like a sort of like barbecue package. So they leave all this stuff there for you to set up, and the barbecue, and give you fuel and all the utensils that you need to do your own barbecue. So after everything was set up and put out, my father-in-law was manning the barbecue, and he cooked loads of things on there, all kinds of stuff. There's like some seafood, like some shells, and some like some sausages, and some like potatoes and stuff that I didn't necessarily know the name of. But yeah, it was really nice. I enjoyed it a lot, and it was just a nice experience, sitting outside, having a barbecue, and having a bit of alcohol as well, actually. Which, as you know, if you've been listening to the podcast, I've almost sort of given up, really. But I do have a drink if it's like a special occasion, a social event, that kind of thing. So yeah, it was fun, and my wife had something to drink as well, and she's she hardly ever drinks at all now. So yeah, really fun, really enjoyed that, and I'll pick this topic up again next episode. So see you again soon. Bye bye.